This conference will now be recorded.
Okay guys, let's get started. A very warm welcome to this Microsoft SCCM online training session. So in today's session, I'm gonna discuss about SCCM, when this product started, what are the usage of this product, the historical background, the opportunities of related to SCCM, and what all things would be covered in this training. Okay, so this is just an overview, like a demo session, wherein you will get a complete idea how this training will be conducted. Now let me introduce myself first. My name is Kashif. I am from India. I have somewhere around 13 years of practical IT experience. I worked on almost all versions of SCCM. Started from SMS, System Management Server. So I was in level 1, level 2, level 3 team, and later on I worked on application packaging, Active Directory, uh, Azure, Intune. These are my some expertise. I am a BSc IT graduate. I completed my graduation from Mumbai University. Now my current roles and responsibility is to implement SCCM in companies. So I'm working as a SCCM architect now. So I have deployed SCCM in more than 40 companies so far. And apart from this SCCM implementation task, I am involved in this uh, training session. So basically, um, I am I have trained more than 8,000 students globally, like corporate training, offline training, classroom training, and online training. So that's about me, guys. Now let me take you to the next slide. This training duration. The training is for the total duration of this training is 35 hours. And I'm going to talk about weekday session. Okay, so every day we will do the session for 90 minutes, 1.5 hour session, Monday to Friday. Okay, it's gonna take 4 weeks to finish all the topics, like complete. I think within 1 month we will be able to finish all the topics what uh, we mentioned in the course content. So that's the weekdays session duration. Weekend session duration is 180 minutes. That is 3 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday. So total it's gonna take 12 days to 12 days, that is 6 weekends to finish all the topics. Okay, that's the duration of this training, guys. Now we'll talk about the SCCM historical background, when this product started, right? What was the name of this product? So this product started in 1994, and the name of the product was SMS, System Management Server. Okay, that's the old name of SCCM. So in 1999, SMS 2.0 was released. In 2003, SMS 2003 was released. And then Microsoft changed the name from SMS to SCCM, System Center Configuration Manager. And they released SCCM 2007, SCCM 2012, and then 1511. So from now on, from 1511, they changed the naming convention again. So previously they were using SP1, SP2, R2. They stopped using those terms, and then they started year and month. So 1511, year and month, you see, 1511. Then in the year 2016, these are the 3 versions released in the year 2016. Then in the year 2017, These are the 3 versions released in the year 2017. Then these 3 versions released in the year 2018. You see, 1802, that means February, 06 June, and 10, that is October. Last year they released these 3 versions: 1902, 1906, 1910. Okay, this year they have released 2002. Okay, so this is still in technical preview. You can use this for checking all the features and components and everything, but the product which can be utilized in the production at the moment is this one, 1910. So you see, it started in 1994, right? And this is the latest and greatest version for production. So almost like 25 years this product is there in the market. Okay, so this is a matured product. It is not started like a couple of years back, or 5 years back. It is like more than 2 decades this product is there in the market, and you have thousands and thousands of companies utilizing this product all over the globe, and millions of computers are being managed through this. So if people are using SCCM on global level, they also need SCCM administrator. Okay, so I'll talk about the opportunities in SCCM later on. Now, the certification. Previously, this was the certification code 70-703, but this is expired now. Okay, so Microsoft is going to release a new exam, and hopefully you will have the same pattern. You need to score 700 out of 1000 to pass the exam, and then you will become SCCM certified. Now let's talk about the opportunities in SCCM. Now, since this product is there in the market for like 25 years, and thousands and thousands of companies are using all over the globe, so they also need somebody to work on this product, right? So people who are working on SCCM profile, they are earning somewhere around $45 as per the statistic. Okay, and there are other products in the market like SCCM. You have IBM Big Fix. You have Landesk, right? You have Tanium. Then you have um, Desktop Central. Other products are there, but SCCM is leading the market, and it holds somewhere around 43% of market share. So a lot of opportunities you can get in Indeed and Dice portal. These are the 2 leading portals in US and Canada. Any question, guys? Anyone? Is my
Good.
all good so far?
Yes.
Sorry.
Kashif, this is Uday. I had one question. Like, is Altrace is also same like SCCM, or I heard some companies uses Altrace to manage the devices.
Yes, Alteryx is also there, like
Okay.
SCCM,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
SCCM is way ahead than Alteryx. Okay, Alteryx is like, if you calculate the total number of deployment of Alteryx and SCCM, is it like poles apart? Got it?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Kashif, Pratik here.
Yeah, hi Pratik.
Kashif, actually, earlier slide you said that earlier there's a certification for SSCM that is 70s, which is got expired now. So, is there any news like what is the recent certification which the person had to take it?
The new certification is still not there. Probably that's gonna be released this month. Okay, so once it is available, then it will be available on the Microsoft portal. Then you can, you know, enroll for that exam and take go to the center and get yourself certified. Got it? So
Yeah, Kashif, and right now, like only I see that SSCM Intune is implementing, right, as per the current update.
yeah, and what they have done is in 1910 they have
Mhm.
in 1910 they have included uh, SCCM and Intune together, so that in companies, if you are using Intune or SCCM both, you can, you know, use that product to manage your mobile devices plus your you know, desktop and servers.
Yeah, because now that like we are not getting license only for SSCM,
Right,
so they are saying that we need to take a license which is Intune is integrated with an SSCM.
right.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute, guys. It's raining like anything now. Yeah. Okay, no worries. So we have three sites in SCCM: central administration site, okay, primary site, and secondary site. I'll talk about these sites later on in more details. What are these sites, and when do we need central administration site? When do we need secondary site? Primary site is like mandatory site. You have to have a primary site. Without primary, you can't install. You know, you can't manage your devices. So central is an optional site. Secondary site is an optional site, but the primary site is like mandatory site. You must have primary site to manage your devices. We'll talk about these sites later on. Let me take you to the next slide. Yeah, this one. Now in this slide there are three pictures. The first one is for small size company. The second one is for medium size companies, and the third one is for big size companies. So these are the architectural diagrams for small size companies. You will have only one standalone primary site. That means you don't have secondary site, you don't have central administration site. Suppose you only have one office without any branch offices. So you don't need central, you don't need secondary, you just need one primary site, and that primary site will be managing all the devices in that location. Okay, for example, Houston has 50,000 devices, so that primary site will be managing all those 50,000 devices. So that is for small size companies. Now for medium size companies, okay, suppose if you have headquarter in Houston, so you will put primary site in headquarter. Okay, and if you have branch offices, let's say in Seattle and Boston, so you will have a secondary site in Seattle and secondary site in Boston, right? And both will report to primary site. So in this example, you have primary plus secondary. Now the third one is for big size organization. Let's say HCL, IBM, Deloitte, Accenture. These are like big companies where you have more than 1 lakh devices all over the globe. So when you have more than 1 lakh devices, right? For example, the total number of devices is more than 1 lakh. And when you have more than one primary site, let's say there are 2 primary sites or 3 primary sites or 4 primary sites. If you have these two conditions, more than one primary site, more than 1 lakh devices and more than one primary site, then you need this kind of architecture. Like central will be sitting on the top of the hierarchy, and you will have multiple primary site. For example, P1 is a primary site, P2 another primary site, and P3 three primary site in 3 different region, 3 different continents. Like America, there will be a primary site. London or Europe, you will have another primary site, and Asia Pacific, you will have another primary site. So this kind of architecture is for big size organization where you have CAS, central administration site, plus primary site, plus secondary site. Clear, everyone?
Got it.
Another picture is for 2 primary site, P1 and P2, and these 2 primary sites are reporting to central administration site. These secondary site will report to P1, these secondary site will report to P2. Okay. Now the database replication happens. Every site will have its database, whether it is central, primary, or secondary. All must need a database. So secondary will pass on the database data to primary site database. Primary will pass on the data to central administration side. So it is like the downward to upward. Okay, from down to up, the data replication happens, so that the central is like a master database. It contains the information of all primary site devices. Then we have site roles. We'll discuss about these site roles later on. What are these site roles? Why do we need these site roles? What are the benefit of these site role? How do we install these site roles step by step? We'll discuss about these things later on when we go in the training. Now, why we need SCCM? Suppose if you are working in SCCM team, or you are going to implement SCCM in companies, so what all things you can achieve through SCCM? So you can, first thing what you can do is you can do asset management. So you can get your hardware, you can get hardware and software inventory. Suppose there are 5,000 computers or 10,000 computers, and you would like to get hardware and software inventory of those products, right? You can get it through this one. You can get you can do asset intelligence, another kind of inventory, plus license management, plus categorization of software. So asset intelligence is very useful in SCCM. You can do software metering, like monitoring of software utilization. Okay, so you can monitor the utilization of any software, let's say Adobe Acrobat or XML Spy or Microsoft Visio. It will give you a list of computers where it is utilized in the month of March, in the month of February, in the month of, so monthly basis you can get the data. The main feature of SCCM is client management. Okay, and you can deploy application through SCCM. Suppose if you have to deploy application on 10,000 computers or 50,000 computers, right? You can use SCCM. You don't have to manually install application into any computer. Patching, second main feature of SCCM, you can deploy software updates. Software updates are very crucial these days because it's so many cyber crimes happening all over the globe. So you have to keep your system up to date. So in order to keep your system up to date, you need to install the latest software updates, the patches from Microsoft, or if you have third-party updates, you can install through SCCM. You can also deploy operating system through SCCM. You can manage contents through SCCM. You can find out how many computers are compliant, non-compliant, based on your baseline, what baseline you set. So against that baseline, if any computer meeting that baseline, so that computer becomes compliant. If any computer not meeting that baseline, then that computer will become non-compliant. Power management, so you can deploy power policy to your devices. Okay, let's say after 7 o'clock, I would like to turn off all the computers or put them into sleep mode or hibernate mode. So that policy you can define through SCCM. You can get a dashboard of client health, how many computers, how many clients are healthy, how many clients are unhealthy. Endpoint protection, you can deploy antivirus to your computers. You can manage your Android, iPhone, iOS devices through Intune, right? Mobile device management. Administrative feature of SCCM is basically it gives you role-based administration. Suppose if somebody is good with application deployment, so there is a role for application deployment. If somebody is good with patch deployment, so there is a patch deployment role. So based on the expertise of the administrator, we can provide access. So role-based administration is there. In remote management, you can remote into users' devices, just like I am sharing my screen with you guys. So if you want user to share his screen, you can use SCCM for sharing purpose. Reporting, you can get your reports into multiple formats like Excel, CSV, PDF, Word. You get multiple formats in reporting. And then monitoring. Monitoring is to monitor SCCM and SCCM site components. If anything goes wrong, it will generate an alert. It will give you the alert message and you will have to troubleshoot and fix those issues. So these are like basic feature and functionalities of SCCM. There are many more which I have not included here in this slide, but these are like basic ones. Now, when we go in the training, then each one of you will have to set up your lab, SCCM lab. So you need to set up your lab either on your laptop or desktop. So if you have to set up your lab on laptop or desktop, then you have to have minimum configuration of 12 GB of RAM, quad core processor, and 300 GB of hard drive free space. So that is the requirement to set up SCCM lab on your laptop or desktop. But if you do not have this minimum requirement, if you don't have a laptop of such configuration, then you can create your Azure account, okay, and that gives you 30 days free trial.
Hello, Kashif. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
This device requirement is only on Windows, or we can install on Mac through.
In Mac, we can do. You will have to download Oracle VirtualBox or the virtualization application first, and then you can do. But the minimum requirement has to be equivalent to this one if you are using Mac computer.
Okay.
So 30 days free trial is the Azure subscription, and
I got a question.
yeah.
So is this include with the cloud gateway for the Azure? This is Bertrand, by the way.
Yeah, hi Bert. This one, are you talking about the lab setup or the course content which you're?
No, for the Azure cloud.
No,
For
no.
the 30-day that, okay, that's included. Okay.
So 30 days free trial is there, and you can subscribe yourself with Azure free trial. You will get somewhere around equivalent to 200 US dollar credit in your account, and that that depends on you in which country you are in. So based on your local currency, it is equivalent to 200 US dollar. For example, in India, it will be equivalent to somewhere around 13,300 Indian rupees. So that 13,300 you can utilize to create your resources in Azure. Okay, during first 30 days free trial, you don't have to pay anything. It is complete. It is absolutely free for the first 30 days, and you get the credit of this amount when you subscribe it for the first time. And after 30 days is over, and if you would like to continue again, right, if you would like to continue your subscription, then you will have to start making payment to Microsoft. But for the first 30 days, it's absolutely free, and you can set up your whole lab, SCCM lab, and you can do all your practicals, assignments, everything within first 30 days. And after 30 days, it will ask you to continue. If you don't want to continue, your account will get disabled. You don't have to pay anything. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
So lab architecture, this is the kind of lab architecture we will build in either in Azure or local. We will have 3 servers, domain controller, SCCM server, and SQL database server, 3 separate server, and we will have one client computer, Windows 10. Okay, and all of them will be on the same network so that they can communicate to each other. So we will have a primary site, and plus we will later on, when we go along, we will create another server, and that is secondary site. Okay, so we'll install secondary site later on after we finish all the other topics. Then we will install a secondary site. Any question, guys? Anyone? Bert, Jitendra?
Like
No, at this time.
Kashif, like me, like if I wanna start, what are the prerequisites for this course?
Prerequisites. If you are from if as you said, you have expertise on Salesforce, right?
Yeah.
So basically this SCCM is enterprise device management solution. Okay, so through SCCM you can manage your enterprise devices, for example 50,000 devices, and you will have to control those devices, send application, push patches, restart them, send some policies. So basic requirement is, if you must know the basic information of computers first, plus the the basic, let's say, desktop and server, the basic difference between desktop and server, basic networking, how this IP address is given to the computer, the MAC address, subnet. It's not mandatory, but if you know these things, then it is well and good. Okay. So basic computer information, basic networking information, and if you have basic Active Directory information, so that is an added advantage here.
Okay, got it.
Even though I'm gonna start my training is from from scratch, so we will be building up the server, we will be creating network, we will be creating subnet, right? We will be creating Active Directory domain controller. So everything is from scratch. So even though if you don't know those terms, so when we install and when we see those things, during the installation process, then at least you will get more understanding. Understood?
Yes, got it.
Yeah. Any question from any other person? Nazif, you there? Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. No
Okay. Any question? Okay. Pratik, Tariq, Uday. All good? No question?
Yeah, I'm good, Kasif. Yeah.
Okay, so from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start this SCCM session. Okay. Tomorrow, same time, 6 a.m. India time. 6 a.m. is what? 6 a.m. IST. That is India time. So that is equivalent to what? 8:30 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. This is US time. And I think it is 7:30 p.m. CST, Central Time, right?
So
9:15, 17 EST.
right, so that would be like 8:30 in the US.
8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US. Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow, same time. What we did today, same time we will start tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay, so if you guys are interested, then you will have to enroll to this session. You can contact me on WhatsApp or reply to the same email which you received to join this training. And then I can add you in. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any
Sounds
question before we wrap it up? There is a question.
Maybe there is a question, but not related to this topic.
Okay.
Maybe we can talk about it.
Okay. Just a requirement to start this course. Tariq is asking. Requirement, you have to have a computer, right? Any irrespective of the configuration, computer with internet connection and a microphone. That's it. Plus, Pratik is asking, can we integrate WSUS with SCCM? Yes, we do, and that's the reason we are capable to deploy patches. And that is a prerequisite to integrate WSUS into SCCM through a software update point. Yes, we can do, Pratik. Okay, so so I hope any other question before we wrap it up, guys?
Yeah, I guess if we're gonna integrate the WSUS on SCCM, I've been running into some issues. I set it up. I didn't put Windows internal database. I'm still pointing to my path, but for some reason it never update WSUS, so I can't discover any machines. So if we're gonna have this next session will be focused on that, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, sure. Not in next session, but after like 2 weeks from now, when we touch the software updates session, then I'll discuss about step-by-step installation of WSUS, a step-by-step installation of synchronization, step-by-step the software update point configuration and all. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, guys. So I hope the session was informative. And if you guys are interested, you can reach me for the enrollment process, and we'll meet tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
thank you for joining. Bye, guys.